Hey everyone, and welcome to Isms by Josie. Today we're going to be continuing a part 2 of this video series using a crochet kit that I got from Five Below. For my returning subscribers, thank you so much for tuning in. And for my new viewers, please consider subscribing, share, hit that like button, leave a comment below, and click on that notification bell for future videos. So today, you guys, we are going to continue making Elphaba from the movie Wicked that just came out this weekend, and it's also a video request, so it all works out. At any rate, where we left off making the head, we finished round 29. And we didn't have any time to move forward as I try to keep these videos close to 2 hours. It actually went over a little bit. But we're going to continue this and hopefully we'll be able to get through the skirt, arms, and hair, and at least part of the hair before we go into part 3. But yeah, let's get this started. So this video is only a supplement to the kit. If you would like to make the kit, I highly recommend that you go to your local Five Below or go on their website. They sell these kits, at least while supplies last. And I cannot show any instructions or give you any answers to what's in the instructions in particular due to copyright. So I highly recommend you go and check this kit at the store. And then if you're also a viewer, I've had some post the instructions on the comments. I wouldn't recommend doing that. You also want to protect yourself. Releasing any work to that specific that's not your own is a copyright infringement. But anyway. Alright, so what I do on these channels is I go through basic stitches. So I'll teach you how to do the basic stitch 3 times step by step. And then if there's any explanations to these instructions, which is as a beginner, you might not understand what parentheses or brackets or commas or X's mean in here. So I explain that. If you need to speed up or slow down the video, go ahead and click on the gear button in the corner. There's playback options to go fast or slow. If you don't want to hear my squeaky voice, it usually gets this way towards the nighttime and it's already like almost 8 o'clock. You could always lower the volume on your device and click on the CC closed caption button. Okay, so let's get straight into this. I am normally a lefty, but I do make initial righty videos. If you're a lefty, all you really have to do is just, you know, reverse your hands. It's the opposite hand, of course. For these more intricate kits, I can't offer a left-handed video. It's just a lot. It takes, you know, if you can imagine, each video takes 2 hours plus because I do edit it down close to a 2-hour video. You can only imagine how many hours I spend doing these kits. So anyway, let's move on to round 30. So this is a new part video, so I am going to go over everything like it was brand new. Some of us are coming back from a few days ago, or maybe not, and they just don't need a they either need a refresher or don't remember. So I'm going to go through every new step as if, you know, we just did this for the first time. So for round 30, we have a set of instructions in parentheses. And if you did not know, parentheses are like a math, it's like a math equation. You want to focus on the instructions within the parenthesis first. So it looks like we have a combination of single crochet stitches and increasing stitches. And then we have to do that the number of times it tells you. And like math, if you have times or X and a number, that's how many times you have to repeat it. And then at the end of the instruction, there's 2 brackets with a number inside, and that's pretty much letting you know how many stitches you should have altogether at the end. So let's break this down. Let's start with the parentheses, and we're going to do single crochet stitches. I'm going to show you how to do a single crochet stitch. So what you want to do is stick your hook into the next stitch. We're going to yarn over, which is putting this yarn over the hook. We're going to pull this yarn through the loop so that you have 2 loops on your hook. Then we're going to yarn over again, and you're going to pull through those 2 loops. So that's a single crochet stitch. This is one. You look on top, you see that nice braid. It's got 2 loops, one here, one here. If you're facing this way, the loops are called front loop, and this one's called the back loop. All right, so let's do another one. Stick your hook into the next stitch, yarn over, and then pull up a loop, and then we're going to yarn over, and you're going to pull through those 2 loops. So now we have 2 single crochet stitches. You look on top, you see that nice braid, and it has the 2 loops again. Look on it on its side. This is the front loop, and this is the back loop. All right, one more time with you guys. Stick your hook into the next stitch. We're going to yarn over, and you're going to pull up a loop. So you have 2 loops. Then we're going to yarn over again, and you're going to pull through those 2 loops. So now we have 3 single crochet stitches. Turn it to the top. You can see the nice braids. Turn it to its side. You have the front loop here, and then we have the back loops here. All right. So now I'm just going to go and finish the rest of the single crochet stitches within this parenthesis, and then I'm going to show you a new stitch that is the increasing stitch. So let's talk about that. An increasing stitch is basically doing 2 of the same stitch that you did. So we're going to do 2 single crochet stitches in 1 stitch. So that's why it's called the increasing stitch, because we're increasing it by 1 stitch. So stick your hook into the next stitch, and in here, like I said, we're going to do 2 single crochet stitches to do an increasing stitch. So yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Then stick your hook back into the same loop. You're going to yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2 loops. So if you look closely, you have that 1 stitch, and out comes 1, 2 loops. All right, so let's so now that we've completed the parentheses, you just have to do this the number of times that it tells you to. But since I've only showed you the increasing stitch once, I'm going to show you 2 more times, and then I'm going to do the rest on my own. So let's get back to doing the single crochet stitches, since we are repeating what's in the parenthesis. And then we're going to do our increasing stitch. So take your hook and put it into the next stitch. We're going to yarn over, and you're going to pull up a loop. Then we're going to yarn over, and you're going to pull through those 2 loops. Then you're going to stick your hook back into that same stitch. We're going to yarn over, and you're going to pull up a loop. Then you're going to yarn over again and pull through those 2 loops. All right, so I've shown you for a second time. I'm just going to go back and redo the parenthesis, or repeat the parenthesis. So do your single crochet stitches. And then I'm going to show you how to do an increasing stitch one more time. So stick your hook into the next stitch. We're going to yarn over and pull up a loop. So we have 2 loops. Yarn over and pull through those 2 loops. Then once more, stick your hook into the same stitch. We're going to yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through those 2 loops. So we have our single crochet stitch and turning it into 2 single crochet stitches. Alright, so again, for the rest of the way, just keep repeating your parentheses, and then we'll come back in. I'll show you what to do next. Okay, I almost jumped ahead. So in the last video, we are using these stitch markers. I would like to hope that maybe by now you might have them. If not, go ahead to your local hobby store or online. You can get yourself a whole pack of these things, and the more the merrier. I have a big pack of them from the kits that I've collected, and honestly I wish I had more in case I ever do a larger project. But what we're going to do is unlock this stitch marker. It's more like a safety pin. And I'm just going to slip it under the last stitch that we made. So from the hook, you can see this last stitch here. And we're going to stick this under the front and back loops that I've been showing you. And so in doing this, you want to make sure that you get just under the front and back loops like this. And you want to make sure that you're not splitting the yarn. So if you pull this out, you can possibly see a nice clean hole, you know, inspect it. And then you just close it up, and then we're going to move on to the next round. So for the next round, actually, we are doing 31 through 36. So this is a real jump into the importance of stitch marking. So this stitch marker now is going to just let me know that I have to do round 31, but we're doing rounds 31 through 36. So what you're going to do is take your stitch markers and you're going to count the rows that you need. So 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, and always double count just to make sure. 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. Oh, what, really? Oh, is this here? 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. All right. So since we're just doing all single crochet stitches all the way, you might lose your spot. You might lose count if you just did it that way without any markers. But with the markers, I know that all I have to do is single crochet stitches. I do have to keep track of how many I'm doing per round. But after I complete a round, I just put a stitch marker and I can continue on the next one, So at least you don't have to permanently keep in your memory, oh, I'm on round this, I'm on round that, because these markers do that for you, which means you can focus more on counting your stitches and making sure you just have that number right. So that's why these stitch markers are very good, helpful tools when crocheting or knitting even sometimes. Yeah, I had a thought and I forgot it. It's getting late. Alright, you guys, so I'm going to do these single crochet stitches, and I am going to do these in silence because we just went through the single crochet stitch instruction. You can rewind that video, this video back until you feel more confident in doing these single crochet stitches on your own. after completing rounds 31 to 36, we have to do 37. And we are going to be introducing the decreasing stitch. So let me just gather up some yarn here. All right, let's gather up a lot of yarn here. All right, so opposite to the increasing stitch, the decreasing stitch takes 2 single crochet stitches and turns them into 1. So I'm going to show you what that is. All right. So for round 37, we have a set of parenthesis instructions. We're going to be alternating single crochet stitches with the decreasing stitch, and I'll show you how to do that. So go ahead and do these single crochet stitches. All right, so like I said, for the decreasing stitch, we're going to take 2 single crochet stitches and turn it into 1. So stick your hook into the next stitch. We're going to yarn over and you're going to pull up a loop to have 2 loops on your hook. Then we're going to take the next stitch, put in your hook. We're going to yarn over and pull up a loop to have 3 stitches. So you see I used 2 stitches here. We're going to yarn over and you're going to pull through all 3 loops. So we took 2 single crochet stitches and we made 1. All right, so let's repeat this parenthesis to your single crochet stitches. All right, so now we're going to do our decreasing stitch. Again, we're going to take 2 single crochet stitches and turn it to 1. So stick your hook into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop so you have 2 loops. Then put your hook into the next stitch over, yarn over, and pull up a loop so you have 3 loops. So now you're going to yarn over and you're going to pull through all 3 loops. All right, so we're going to repeat this single crochet, we're going to repeat the parenthesis one more time so I can show you how to do a decreasing stitch one more time. So go ahead and do your single crochet stitches. Right, and then we're going to do a decreasing stitch. Stick your hook into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, then stick your hook into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop. So now we have 3 loops on our hook. We're going to yarn over and you're going to pull through all 3 loops. So you can rewind this video as many times as you need until you're confident in doing the decreasing stitch on your own. But what I'm going to do is complete repeating the parenthesis instructions, and then I'll come back in for round 38. Round 38 seems a little bit much, so we'll break that down for you. But I'm just going to go ahead and continue the rest of this. Alright, now that I've reached the end of that round, we're just going to replace the stitch marker, and then we're going to be doing round 28. So for round 28, this is a long one. We have a set of instructions with some commas in there, and then we have a set of parenthesis instructions times the number of times it tells you to, and then we're going to end with single crochet stitches. So again, let's break this down into piece by piece. So let's do our single crochet stitches, followed by our decreasing stitches, and then we're going to do our parenthesis instruction, which is alternating single crochet stitches with decreasing stitches. All right. I did the last single crochet stitches as well. So for round 39, we just have a parenthesis set of instructions. And so we're just going to repeat that all the way around. And my memory is not that great, but if you notice, you know, if you've done Glinda with me before, you can see the similarities in instructions. So if that helps at all, maybe doing Elphaba will be easier for you compared to Glinda, because you've already done Glinda and these instructions are almost the same. All right, from here it says that you can put stuffing. I'm just going to put some down at the neck a little bit. I don't want my stuffing to be in the way, and the hole seems pretty large enough yet that I can still wait a few rounds before I put some more stuffing. So I'm just going to go in here and grab a little bit to fill the neck, and you want to make sure that you put enough of the stuffing so that the head can stand up on its own. We don't want a bobblehead. And sometimes they make the heads like exaggeratingly like too big compared to the body, like they did with the Halloween ones. So you know, you're gonna need a nice stiff neck to keep that head up. All right, I'm gonna set the stuffing aside for now. I'm gonna move on to round 40. So for round 40, and I'm running out of green here. I'm really hoping that this makes it. Oh my gosh, and I have to make the arms too. So I don't even know if I have this green, but yeah, so for round 40 we are doing a bunch of stuff. We're doing single crochet stitches, decreasing stitches. We have a parenthesis set of instructions times the number it says to do it by, and then we're going to finish off with a single crochet stitch. So again, when it comes to instructions that have way too much in it, really focus on one section one at a time so that it's not too overwhelming for you. Ooh, and then we get to do the face in a couple of rounds. So let's get this done here. And then in this parenthesis, we're alternating single crochet stitches with decreasing stitches again. Okay, I finished with the single crochet stitch. I'm just going to replace this marker, and then we're going to do around 41. It's still fairly big, but I'm just going to put more stuffing in here, and then I can always put a little bit after this round as well. Okay. So for round 41, we have a parenthesis set, and we are alternating single crochet stitches with decreasing stitches. Oh no, that's why I didn't last time. Oh my gosh. All right, if you did this, don't hate me. Just take it back out. When we did Galinda, I didn't put this in yet till I did the face. So we'll just put this back in after we do the face. Son of a gun. I'm going to leave the bits that I did for the neck, though. Oh my gosh. Alright. Well. Okay. Single crochet stitches and decreasing stitches. Oh my gosh. And that's where they should tell you not to stuff it yet. I'm out of all of the kits that I've done, aside from the knitting ones, like I find it amazing that they have you stuff the cavity before you take the opportunity to take advantage of the openness and put on your eyes. I don't believe, maybe the Woo Balls ones might have. I'm not sure. Either way, it's crazy. All right, so let's go and get into our packet here. And we're going to place the eyes. Just a little packet. Remove the contents, or just remove the eyes. Remove everything, because we're gonna try to sew everything anyway. All right, and what we're gonna do, because I don't want this in my way, I'm gonna pull this crochet hook like a lot out, so that we have this huge loop. We don't have to worry about losing any stitches. But it says to look at the box. So you want to pick the side, obviously, that has the feet with the toes pointing out. You don't want to put your face on this side, because you'll realize after time that this is backwards. All right. So we're going to put it here. Let's take a look at the box. All right. With Glinda, I was able to count the spaces. I'm not sure if I can count these spaces. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's around round 7. So I'm going to count 7, maybe 8, because you probably can't see this lowest one here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So somewhere around here, but let's just say 8 because it looks better on 8. Oh. And then you gotta count how many stitches in between the eyes. So we might have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's just say 8, maybe 9. Oh, my stuffing fell out. Let me see. So find the center of here. So let's say this is the middle. If there's a stitch that looks like it's more in the middle, then you probably need 9, because if we had an even number, it wouldn't be evenly spaced out. So on this side, we're going to do 4 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just going to place my needle there for a sec while I get my eye. Stick the eye in here. Alright, and then on this side, we're going to count 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to put our eye here. Then you can kind of gauge it to see if that's where it needs to be. I think so. I think that's pretty good. So you can flip this inside out, and we're going to slip these safety eyes on this way. And before we do the lashes on Glinda, Elphaba just has the eyebrows and they're over the eyes, so we can put the safety eyes backing first. Because with Glinda, we did the eyelash, we sewed the eyelashes before we closed this off because it was right next to the eye. The eyebrow is not that close, so we can close this off. Alright, so we have that in, and then I'm going to go take the embroidery floss, and we are going to figure out how to untie this thing, and then we're going to sew the eyebrows on. Alright, so you just want to get a little bit, but you want to make enough to get across the eye. So I'm just going to like take a couple of passes just to make sure I have enough. Then I'm going to thread up the eyelet hole of this needle. Then I'm going to take a quick look at the box, see what these eyebrows look like. So it looks like it's spanning a row, and it's like 3 stitches apart, kind of. So let's see if that really is a thing here. So yeah. Alright, so we're gonna go here to this one side. Want to make sure you have enough yarn to tie off later, so don't pull all the way out. Then we're going to go up a row, and then we're going to go back down. Well, we're doing something like this, so we have this kind of evil eyebrow. Then we're going to go across to the other eye and come up fairly in the same spot. And you want to make sure on this side that you have slack. You can bend it, make sure there's a good enough slack so that it's not pulling on your head, making a dimple. Alright, then we're going to go back in here. I feel like this one is kind of smaller, bigger than the other one, so I'm going to trail back, retrack my steps here. I'm going to make it just a little smaller to match the other one. Oh. This one isn't looking right. And that's fine. I want to make sure that this is perfect. All right, I think that one looks better. Okay. Now I feel like this. All right, let me just be right back. All right, so from here, you can remove this needle. We're gonna flip this inside out, and we're gonna tie a knot around these two pieces here. Don't make it tight, just make it secure. Double knot. You can hide the rest in here. And then we have a nose. It doesn't tell you, I think it's going to tell you in the last part in the assembly, but you might as well since we're here. And you have to use the green. So what I'm going to do actually, I'm just going to find the other end. And I'm just going to cut a little piece. And if you take a look at the photo, there's a little nose, and it's about 1-2 rows down and a stitch wide. So I'm going to thread this up. Go in 2 rows down, 1, 2, 1, 2. Then we're going to sew our nose. Make sure you hold on to the end here. All right, and then I'm going to go and do 2 passes. See what that looks like. There's 1. And then this is 2. Maybe we can do 1 more. Okay, and we're just gonna puff that up a little bit. All right, now we're just gonna flip this inside out, and we're gonna tie those 2 ends together. Doesn't have to be tight, it just needs to be secure, so double knot. You can tuck in these ends. All right, and then you can re-puff this in case tying it squished it. But we have the nose. Cute! So now we can just stuff this head. Finally. All right. Even it out. At least try to even it out, and then when we're done filling it and closing it, we can massage the stuffing to go where it needs to go. But you want to make sure that you fill out these little indentations. That means there's like a spot that has no stuffing and it's sunken in. You want to make sure that this is all filled out. Okay, I can definitely fit a little bit more. There is an indentation here, so I have to fill that out. Check all the way around. All right. Okay, for now I think this is good enough. Let me just finish. We have round 42. Oof, okay, and this is going to be the smallest. So this is the last round for the head. Put your hook back, and then we can just tighten it up with pulling the feeder yarn. All right. And then for round 42, we have decreasing stitches. So when you're doing this, because everything is so bulbous now, you want to make sure that this top stitch here doesn't get loose. So the more loose it gets, the more gaps you're going to get. And sometimes I'm not good at remembering that. So there are gaps in my project. So you want to prevent doing that by just making sure this top stitch here is not loose, but not too tight either. So one way to do that is flattening out your project while you're crocheting, because when it's bulged out, it'll pull at the yarn and you think you're making it tight, but you're not. It's tight to the bulge. Okay. When you flatten it out like this, it's less likely to stretch out. So but you are going to get, it's really hard to eliminate any of that, so you are going to get some stretching with this yarn, and you will have some gaps. But I guess it just comes with practice. But again, I even leave some gaps sometimes, so sometimes it's unavoidable. It's just how big of a gap are you going to get that you can kind of control. And you know what? I forgot to move the stitch marker. But with experience, you can tell where the next one should have been. But as a beginner, try to not forget to switch it. Alright, so I'm finished the last one, and then we just have to finish off. So how you do this is, we're going to go around this perimeter twice, because we have to shut it closed. Okay, so just cut this off. Now to fasten it off, we're going to yarn over, and you're going to pull through the loop. Then to tighten it up, just pull on the feeder yarn, and then we can sew it. Now take this opportunity to, I can see that I can fill it just a little bit more, so I'm just gonna go in here, and that's why that you want to try to put in your stuffing, not when the hole is this big, because it'll be hard for you to do that. But since we're only filling in the remaining tops you're not going to be sitting here forever. But if you didn't fill it at all up to this point, you might take more than a minute to fill it in. Okay. So let's just deal with that there. And then we have this to sew. So put your yarn through the eyelet. And I'm just going to take the outside stitches of this last round, and I'm going to put my needle through each one. And then once I've reached where I started, then you can pull it and it'll start to close like that. And then you can take your opportunity now to tie a knot. I'm not a sewer, so I don't know the best way to tie a knot. But once I've got that tied, then you can go in one end and out randomly on the other side. Pull this till it's all the way out, and then just cut flush to the surface. And then you can kind of see a little bit of that. You can give it a few squishes to pull that end piece inside. So we are good now with the body. Comment below, let me know how it went. We did the eyebrows and the nose too, so we don't have to deal with that later. Alright, so we're going to start the skirt by casting on with the slip knot. So to do this, we are going to take your ring, pinky, and thumb and hold one end, index and middle finger, and hold the other. And then we're going to take our crochet hook and lie it perpendicular to the yarn. Then we're going to go down, out, and around to create a loop around your hook. You can slide your hook easily up and down. We want to slide it down towards our thumb, and where it crosses, just take your middle finger and hold it so that you can let go of your left hand. Then we're going to gather up some feeder yarn and then repinch the end farther down towards the end. And then we're going to slide our hook closer to the end here, and where it crosses, just pinch it so that you can't slide it up and down anymore. But then we're going to yarn over, and you're going to pull this through the loop. And then I'm going to overhand my hook and repinch my end. Then we're going to push the knot close to my thumb. Try to get as close to your thumb as possible. If not, that's okay. Your knot's going to get smaller and tighter. And then once you get to a point where you can't move it anymore, then you can take your thumb and middle finger and just pull that little excess piece out just a little bit. This is going to prevent like a lot of waste. As you see here, we only wasted this much of yarn, which is ideal. So then you're going to grab the knot and pull it towards your hook. And then we're going to start on to the skirt. So we have to do this skirt starting with the back just to hide everything. And then I'm going to put this upside down. And I'm going to mark. I had this marker second to the last, but now that I have this flipped upside down, actually I'm going to not need this. Actually, we're working with the front loops. We can kind of see it, that row. It says round 17 where we did the back loops only the front loops now are exposed. So what we're going to do, take your hook with your cast on stitch here. We're going to slip it under this front loop only, and we're going to do our first single crochet stitch. For this round, we are alternating single crochet stitches with increasing stitches. So let's do our single crochet stitch. You have 2 loops and then yarn over and pull through those 2 loops. All right. So again, we are just alternating single crochet stitches with increasing stitches, and we're sticking this into the front loop only, all the way around. All right, we are going to finish with a single crochet stitch. So in case you're wondering, if you went all the way around and you still have that one front loop left, the instructions have you ending with a single crochet stitch. All right, and I totally messed this up here. All right, so what I'm going to do here is take a marker and mark the last stitch we made. And we're going to do round 2, which is pretty much a single crochet stitch all the way around. So let me do this in silence. and this is alternating single crochet stitches with increasing stitches. And then again, we're gonna have that last single crochet stitch at the end, so don't feel like you missed something, because sometimes I feel that way all the time. And I just didn't finish the instruction. I had some coffee, so now I feel like there's a little bit more pep in my step.
That's a hold.
All right, replace the marker. And then we're gonna do round 4, and this one is going to be single crochet stitches all the way around. I'm gonna do this in silence, and I gotta get more yarn.
Ted now denies this.
Oh, wow. That's a surprise.
But it connects.
Enlighten me.
This girl, she's some kind of a Russian weapon, right? Barbara, she sees this girl, tries to help her perhaps, but before she can, the Russians find them,
Wait.
them.
You're telling me that Barbara Holland was kidnapped by Russian spies?
Kidnapped, killed.
Killed?
Don't you get it, Jim?
No.
This has potentially international implications. I'm talking a full-on Russian invasion right here in Hawkins.
Give me proof of this girl. I mean, has anybody seen her, like, recently?
No, but these are separate sources.
Sorry.
Okay.
Hello?
Merrill called. Wants you to check out his pumpkins. Says they've been contaminated by his vengeful neighbor, Eugene. You're welcome.
God, I'm sorry. I really hate to do this, but I gotta run. It's an emergency.
You gave me 5 minutes.
Yeah, listen, you know what? I like your alien theory a lot better. And you want my advice? don't you stop bleeding those people dry and go home?
Look, I am not bleeding anyone dry.
Go home.
It's not good.
It's going to be. Just it needs some reorganizing. Can I mark on it?
Yeah, I guess.
So in the first paragraph, you use the basketball game versus Northern as a metaphor for your life, which is great. But then around here, you start talking about your granddad's experiences in the war, and I didn't see how they're connected.
It connects because we both won. Do you think I should start from scratch?
No, I mean, when's the deadline?
It's tomorrow for early application. Can you come and help me tonight?
No, we have our dinner tonight, remember?
Oh my God.
We already canceled last week. Like, you don't have to go, just work on this.
What's the point?
Hey, calm
No,
down.
I'm calm. I'm just being honest, I mean, I'm just gonna end up working for my dad anyway.
That's not true.
I don't know, Nance. Is that such a bad thing? As insurance and benefits and all that adult stuff? And if I took it, I could be around for your senior year.
Steve.
Just look after you a little bit. Make sure you don't forget about this pretty face and stuff. Ain't so serious. I love you.
I love you too. Who is that? I have no idea. Would you check out that ass? Just look at it go.
Human brain. I know, it doesn't look like much. A little gross even, right? But consider this. There are 100 billion cells inside of this miracle of evolution, all working as one. No, I did not misspeak. I did not stutter. 100 billion. This must be our new student.
Indeed it is. All yours.
All right, hold up there. You don't get away that easy. Come on up. Don't be shy.
Alright, so I completed round 4. For round 5, we have another alternating single crochet stitches with increasing stitches in parentheses. So let's get to this. Now let me just put this marker. Forgot to replace it. Oh my gosh. I realized I've been not doing what we're supposed to be doing. Sorry, lost in thought. Alright. The problem is that we were doing a lot of single crochet stitches before the increasing stitches, and I just totally forgot about it. So, and as you saw there, it's when you do clean stitches, it's easy to undo all of them. All right. Okay. So we're back to good. I just forgot. And the funny thing is, I was counting in my head, and I'm like, wait a minute. It's too high of a number. Place the marker. Okay, and then we're going to do round 6, and that's going to be a bunch of single crochet stitches. And hopefully I don't forget that I'm counting here. Alright, replace the marker. This is going to indicate round 8. We have to do up to 13, and we're going to be doing the same single crochet stitch. So this should be fairly straightforward. So if this is 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So just got to use up these markers. Alright, so after we do all of these single crochet stitches, we have to cast off and then hide the yarn. So what I'm going to do is come back in and show you how to do that. But I'm also going to check to see how much time we have. I don't like to keep these videos under 2 hours. Ideally, I would love to finish the arms before we close out, but I don't know where we are yet, so we'll see. Alright, looks like, okay, so I finished rounds 18 through 13. Let me just remove all of these markers. We're just going to finish this off now, which means I'm going to just cut off about an inch or so of this feeder yarn. Right about here. And to fasten off, we are going to yarn over and then pull this through the loop all the way out. Tighten this up. And then we're going to weave this in and out of our project. So we're just going to go through each stitch. And go in and out of those stitches until all of the yarn has disappeared. And then also, you guys, so seems like we have reached the end of this video limit, so we're gonna have to complete the arms in part 3. So we have the arms, the hair and the hat, and the assembly. But so far, this is not so bad. And it's, again, similar to Glinda, so if you've already done Glinda, Elphaba doesn't seem that rough. So here we are, you guys. We are going to continue this. Comment below, let me know how it's going for you. So far, so cute. But at any rate, thank you so much, you guys, for watching. This is Isms by Josie. Please share, like, and subscribe for future videos. And I'll see you again next time. Thanks. Bye.